what can fans expect from season 2?
Well, there's an exploding fake cow. Do you remember that, Justin? Did that make it into the final show? In the 1960s, where the show is set, the second series, the siblings are all scattered apart. Unlike the first season, they're left to their own devices.
Who's there? Diego!
They're all in a very different world.
Skip, you're right. What the hell did we do now?
They're in a situation where they don't know where the other ones are. They might be dead.
They're all being tested in a very different way for various different reasons. Many of us have gone into the 60s in a very different political time.
Having cast a woman of color as Allison, you're throwing all of these characters into the 60s in Texas, and for a Black woman, that's the segregated South. You know, so many people that are still alive today had to witness and live through, and that was a very real reality for them. But also, you know, we want to feel like it was a long time ago, but it wasn't, and we want to feel like we have grown and we have changed since then, but we really haven't.
Ben and KLAUS are the first to land in 1960, and they actually have these sort of 3 years together before they reunite with their families. So we wanted to sort of create a history between them to make it feel like, you know, some time has passed. And so the dynamics of the relationship hopefully feel a bit different than the first season.
VANYA was sort of a new character in many ways. Obviously, the release of a lot of her repressed emotions and anger and trauma didn't benefit the world because she blew up the moon. But for her, there's a new sort of lightness. You know, she's more comfortable in her body. She's actually more able to access her emotions. She falls in love for the first time.
He's entered into this underground world, but he's kind of been given importance. He's someone's henchman, you know, he's working for someone, he's doing dirty work, and he's kind of had to know what it's like to live in the real world now, which he's never done before. And I think he's kind of realizes that what he was before was just not healthy for him. Although really he'd like to be back with the family, underneath it all, I think he holds a lot of guilt with what happened towards the end of the season, with what happened with VANYA and stuff. So I think he's like, screw this shit. Like I don't need this anymore. I don't even know why I was in it in the first place. Like I'm better off doing this live family now. So then it takes, you know, the chats with Diego and with Allison and stuff to go, actually, no, I do love this. I love this family, but for different reasons for what I was in it before.
Everything in our new life is connected to the plot to assassinate the president. That can't be a coincidence.
You never want to be identified as one thing, because then you almost get pigeonholed into something, right? And I think Diego has a lot of problems with that, especially when people try to tell him that he has a hero complex, that he doesn't want to hear it from others, you know? He doesn't want it because he knows the negative aspect that comes because his dad was the one that said, you can't do this. You know, as much as you might think you can, you cannot. So there's a complexity to that. It's like, how do you get people to trust you when all of your life you've just been fucking shit up?
You don't know anything about me.
I know everything. You are an open book written for very dumb children.
God damn it!
Expect it to be crazier and more action-packed than the first season.
The tricky thing with any season 2 of any show, or even any sequel, is keeping what made the first version so incredible and so gripping, but also introducing enough new context that it becomes fresh again.
The world that everyone fell in love with in the first season, but it's bigger and better, I think.